Mm-hmm. And one day I was just walking up the road and I said, "Hey, Coach, what you doing?" He said, "I got a service station. I need a mechanic." I said, "Well, I don't know much about mechanic." He said, "Yeah, but I can teach you."
Okay.
Yeah. So,
okay. So
yeah.
how long did you work with him?
Well, I worked for at least about 3 years. 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. After I got out of school. Of course. You know, back in the day, they had lotteries for you to go to service.
Okay, right.
See what I'm saying? You know, and when I got out of school, they had stopped the draft, and I had already took my test, all my brothers, and so, but Uncle Sam would leave one boy. But of course, they stopped the draft, so I decided not to go into service.
Okay.
My two brothers went, and they did a career out of it, you know, but I was fascinated with heavy equipment, fascinated with fixing stuff. And my first real job was the quality market.
Okay.
Years ago, you know, they came and it was just a two-way.
Where was the quality market?
Like you going to old Walmart, go past Dairy Queen, you know, that and he'll come up, right there on your left. It's the quality market.
Right.
It's a little grocery store.
I remember that.
But anyway, that was
east side.
That's right, east side.
Okay.
And I helped build the bypass.
Really? Okay.
Yep, sure did. So we tore up all of that two-way lane, and I helped did the whole bypass.
Okay.
ER to K, and they had nothing but heavy equipment.
Okay.
And actually, you know,
so your first job was
mechanic.
Work with the mechanic.
But the first real job when they started taking taxes out.
Okay.
What was RGK helped build the new bypass.
Okay.
Not all of it, because you know it went in stages. But from the quality market at that first bridge, we built that all the way back to Peter Street.
So you was a heavy equipment
operator.
Okay.
That's right.
All right.
And that job escalated after we got through there. I got in touch with the Urban League back in the 70s. The Urban League was a foundation that find black qualified operators jobs.
Okay.
And through the Urban League, I was able to get a job, Evanston, Georgia, Richard B. Russell Dam.
Okay.
I stayed down about 7 years, and that was a union job. And back in the 70s, they was paying $20, $30 an hour, you know, because it was a government job.
Okay.
And I learned, we did a lot of blasting there, because we so far back in the woods, and that was one of my jobs to help load a shot.
Okay.
And I got to the point.
Tell us what you mean by load a shot.
Well, in most rock quarry, you had to blast.
Okay.
If you're making commercial rock, like gravels and stuff, but you had to blast it out the ground.
Okay.
And each shot was different. You got to understand, technology in blasting is real technology in it, but we would use ammonium nitrate, which is dynamite.
Okay.
Back in the day, the dynamite was so potent. A lot of times you can get the nitroglycerin off of it and shoot it, because when it sweat, it produced nitroglycerin.
Okay.
But we were so far in the woods, and even though it had so much heavy equipment, I was fascinated on how to blast.
Right.
So the 5 years I got certified to do blasting at Richard B. Russell Dam.
So you got your certification.
Got my certification, and I got sent, actually, the same company that was there, which is now Vulcan Material.
Okay.
Vulcan Material has 60 rock quarries in Georgia.
Okay.
One of the biggest rock quarries in the United States.
Okay.
And for 26 years, I was a blasting technician.
Okay.
Of course, when I got hooked up with Vulcan and they began to send me to school to learn timing, this and that and that, and for 22 years I blasted.
Okay. So that's what you've been doing for the last 22 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I've been there 31 years, but I'm gonna retire next year.
Okay.
So right now I'm a quarry supervisor.
Uh-huh.
Because since 2010, each quarry would shoot 100 shots a year. Since 2010, the house market it went down, so they're hiring a company now to do the blasting.
Okay.
Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus.
Okay. So, tell me, some of the type jobs you do that require blasting.
Well,
you mentioned with the bypass and they built the dam.
That's
so
right.
A lot of housing, construction,
no.
building.
Well, at first, because we did a lot of blasting here on the bypass. Matter of fact, we right there on the block area, Nelly B. You know, the bypass right there, and we shot a lot of time toward people's houses.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
So close.
So close. Because see, you got to understand, just like September 11, once you take ammonium nitrate, which is different than we do, but we use ammonium nitrate, but we put additive in it to make it stronger, and you put it in a confined space. That's just like September 11. We use that every day. You know, put it in a confined space. Now, I don't get too technical with the blasting part, but in rock quarry we drill 6.5-inch holes.
Okay.
Some of them 100 foot deep, some of them 200 foot deep. But everything is on a pattern like a 14 or 16, 14 hole, 16 foot,
Okay.
you know, to add up to the tonnage.
Okay.
And now the tricky part of it is, if you can recall, years ago they used to blast with copper lines.
Okay.
A lot of blasting, lightning can hit that and set it off. But see, now they got a non-air system that's set up in a plastic, you know, that the lightning can't shut it off and kill people.
Wow.
But blasting has got so much technology in it, now they got technology caps. See, since 2011, when they messed up the headquarters, government tightened up on blasting. You got to put in count for every cap, every this, every miss this. There's a lot of paperwork in that. And I'm still licensed, and I do help a lot, but to be over the drilling and the blasting, you have to be licensed. So, like I said, I'm going to retire next year.
Okay. So you had a pretty good career, didn't you?
Yes. Good career.
Yeah.
And not too, and over the years we learned some stuff. And I'm not much of a talk about what I do, but I was the only black blaster in Northeast Georgia.
Okay.
And with my wisdom, and I would go and clean up holes.
I'm not trying to be nosy, but if back then you started out making $30-something an hour,
well, I mean,
you make pretty good money in this business, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I kick over. I ain't gonna say that. You know, but God has been good.
Yeah. I think it's kind of.
I
think it's kind of important that people know, in a way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so kids will know.
I would say, from my background, coming up, I do 100,000 a year.
Right. Now, see, people need to know that. The kids need to know that.
The kid, the Rock Springs, they're coming up in the black community, poor in nature, but I do good. And you know, for 32 years, I don't even buy a vehicle. The company pay for my vehicle, my gas, my food. You know.
Right.
But you got to have a goal. Every day you need a goal.
A little bit. Yeah.
And you know what? We all have gifts.
Okay.
And if we use them for God, let us know what our gift is. And heavy equipment, I had a passion for blasting. I know it was dangerous, and I know you couldn't screw up. But if man do it, I could do it.
Just follow the rules.
Follow the rules, simple. And I had got so good at it because people make mistakes. You know, they might not wire the whole shot up. See, the shot is diagrammed, set up for so much space and burden. You got to have so much rock in front of it in order to not tap nothing. And a lot of human errors we take it and get in a hurry and not even roll up. not even hook up a whole back row.
Mm-hmm.
But with the new technology, with the electronic caps, you have to line them up on the computer now, so it'll let you know. But
Okay.
but I have been in some dangerous situation, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I ain't been hurt.
Right.
Ain't killed nobody.
Okay. Hey, you did the job.
Yeah, did the job.
Mhm.
But
Let's talk a little bit about some of the other things you've been involved in. I know you active in your church.
oh yeah, by all means.
Let's talk about that.
Well, actually, I was at one church for 22 years, and
Which church was that?
that was Wagner Grove.
Okay.
And with my radio ministry, every Sunday I teach a lot.
Okay.
And being the chairman of a church, it takes a lot of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I had the urge to do what God wanted me to do.
Okay.
So I moved.
Okay.
The first of this year, I'm at New Faith.
Okay.
That's on Peter Street, Pastor Lester Church, sitting
Okay.
up on the hill.
Okay. I know where that is.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
as you say, I am a go-getter.
Right.
I purchased me a piece of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when I moved to New Faith, they bought a house next door and waiting to get the money to tear it down. And I brought my piece of equipment over there and tore it down free. You know, that's what I promised God what I was going to do.
Okay.
But that little piece of equipment, it's a track loader.
Okay.
And it's still over there. I need to move it. But to keep me a little something
Okay.
going, because I got
So talk about your radio ministry. Tell us about it.
the Spirit of Life Sunday School ministry is straight Sunday school. Because in most churches I went to, I was impelled to teach it right. We get too far out of context when we teach a Sunday school. Sunday school where you get all